Bob's Restaurant here in Tuskegee, Alabama, getting set for the Coach Aaron James Show live on the Golden Tiger Sports Network. Glad you could join us here on a Monday night for an interesting conversation with head coach Aaron James. Special thanks to Willie Streeter, the gang here at Bob's Restaurant, for hosting the show. And Coach, thanks to you for having us being a part of this.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Coach, ball game against Savannah State on Saturday, the first home game of the season for the Golden Tigers. Beat them in 5 of the major offensive categories, just did not get them on the scoreboard. Your thoughts about that ball game? We lost at 20-16.
You know, a loss is always hard. When you know you're going into a ball game, just giving it your all. The kids worked hard all 2 weeks for the preparation for practice and everything. So to come out of that game without a W, it hurts. You know, the first home opener against Savannah State. So the guys, you know, we had practice yesterday. The guys understood what was the challenge, but we just wasn't successful coming out. So we're going to go back to the drawing boards and make sure that we work out all the kinks and everything that we got to do to get us right in the winter column.
It was a game that we had control of throughout most of the contest, and to have it slip away from us right at the end, that's even more difficult. It's a blowout one way or the other. What did you tell the team after that ball game?
I just told them. I mean, it's a hurt feeling to know that you lost the game by a close margin, and I see if a team just came out and just flat out beat us. You know, those are different feelings, but to just win a close game, it's always tough. And just told them that we just got to buckle down and just come in and just be ready to roll and have a great week of practice and just work out the kinks and everything. So we'll be well prepared this weekend.
We talked about it in last Monday's show, coming into the ball game on Sunday, about how important it was for the Golden Tigers, not only because it's the first home ball game of the season, but the first conference contest of the season. Where does that put you now in terms of your thinking going forward? I know there's still a lot of football left, but just not to get off the way we wanted to in that first conference match.
We still control our own destiny. It's just one conference game, you know, that we lost. So we just got to win out. I mean, all back against the wall now. We got to come out fighting. We got to win out. So the guys understand. They know what's going on. They know what's at stake. So we got an end goal. You know, we want to host that trophy of being the SIAC champion. So you know, it's one motto, one goal. I mean, that's it. So the guys, they're gonna be well prepared and ready to go.
Okay, Coach, going to step out for our first time out of the show, but when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about offense, then the defense, and special teams as the afternoon unfolds. So thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll take a break here. More with Aaron James Coach's show after this time out on the Golden Tigers Sports Network.
Hey, are you fixing the power?
Yep, I'm gonna get the lights back on.
Yeah, my power went out and I have to start level 14 all over again in our game.
Yeah, why didn't mine go out?
Well, we have this technology that can stop an outage in its tracks.
Why?
So less people will be affected during the outage.
Why?
So you can make it to level 15?
Come on, Brian. Let's go to your house and keep playing.
Good luck, guys.
Be the you you've always wanted to be. Wind Creek Casino. It's your kind of fabulous.
Golden Tiger fans, I'm Anthony Holloman, Commissioner of the SIAC, and this is Golden Tiger Sports Network.
And we're back live here inside Bob's Restaurant in Tuskegee, Alabama. If you're driving around or you're looking at some of our coverage now, you've still got plenty of time to come down and join us. Great food here on a Monday night. Get some libations or just your favorite soft drink and join in as we continue our conversation with the head coach of the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee, head coach Aaron James. Coach, talked a little bit about the ball game, just kind of a general sense of what the mood was after the loss on Saturday. Let's go dive into it a little bit further now. Talk about the offensive side for Tuskegee. A pretty good showing on Saturday.
Yeah, it was. I told those guys before the game that we was going to put the ball in the offensive hands, and they came out We stalled on the first drive. We came out first play. We got a penalty, so now it's 1st and 15. So we stalled on the first drive. The second drive we came out. They went down and scored. So Raekwon Beal hit Reggie Brigman on a slant, and he took it almost down to the like the 2-yard line. So looked like the energy was there. So and I'm proud of what I saw, but we gotta put up more points offensively.
Yeah, you talk about that 91-yard pass to Brigman. It kind of set us up early in this ball game. Momentum was really favoring us. The crowd certainly into it after that big play to get things started. Let's talk about the quarterback situation. Both of them at some point injured in the ball game on Saturday. Both able to return in the second half, but the latter stages, it looks like Chris was the one that you had to go to. Was there a problem with Bill going later into the contest?
Yeah, Bill didn't come back second half. I think he tweaked his knee a little bit, so he didn't come back second half. And then Chris Robinson, he got banged up a little bit for one play. So Malik Davis came in to come in and take over the helm of the offense for that one play. But Chris Robinson came back in, and he had a couple mistakes here and there. But like I said, we got to clean up a lot of things at that position, and we're going to be ready to go this weekend.
Well, things that were cleaned up this weekend with no interceptions and
Exactly.
no fumbles with the football as well, so that's good.
Yes, it was. Like I
side.
said, it wasn't no turnovers on that side of the ball, but we just got to execute. We got to execute and just keep the defense off the field. We got to keep the defense off the field and then just sustain drives. So we've been preaching that all week offensively, so they're going to be well prepared for this weekend.
Talking about the quarterbacks, both of them playing on Saturday, almost 400 yards of total offense for the Golden Tigers overall, and most of that coming through the air. So people that may be questioning, well, why do we have two quarterbacks out there? Seemingly is working for us offensively in terms of getting us the punch we need.
Yeah, but both of them have different skill sets. I mean, Chris Robinson, he's more of a dual threat guy. He can use his legs, get us out of situations when the pocket break down. And Bill is a guy that's going to sit in the pocket, and he's a gunslinger. So both of those guys got different skill sets, and it's working. So we packaging C-Rob up this week to get us going. But like I said, just going forward, both of the guys are going to play at some point of time.
And really one of the highlights for that Golden Tiger offense is that receiving core. We show the footage of Brigman on the big catch there, but throughout the ball game, receivers able to find that spot in the field, kind of rest and find a good target for both of those quarterbacks to throw to.
Yeah, we worked the middle of the field. The middle of the field was open this past weekend. I think Justin Stiff, he had a big catch and a big run. Like I said, Reggie Brigman, and then Red, we call him Red. Garmin. He did some good things as well. Caught a little slip screen and got us about 10 yards. So that receiving core, I mean, they lots out, hands down. They can play some good ball when the ball is in the area.
And one of the things we noticed right away in the broadcast is that the first pass was to the tight end, so we're trying to get him through the mix early on, but we're going to target him a couple more times after that, though.
Yes, it was. We put in a couple of packages for him, but the tight ends are always going to be open, as they say. They're not really paying attention to them, so we just got to do a better job of just making, making plays and getting those guys touches in the game.
One of the things we noticed as a part of the game itself, too, was a lot of misdirection and a couple of reverses thrown in there as well. What did you see from Savannah that led you to believe that would be effective, because it was on Saturday?
Yeah, they was aggressive. Anytime you play an aggressive defense, you can get them with any type of play action, misdirection stuff to get them from pinning their ears back. So just to make them play an honest, defensive game. And we did that, and those guys were still, playing a little aggressive at times, but we just need to just settle down and just take what they give us.
Latter part of the ball game, one situation that we were faced with when we ran that short sweep to the right side, and then actually Johnny trying to throw that pass back to the middle. Did you see something there to make that a reality, to try that play?
We saw something in film study. Like I said, the corner, he didn't bite this time. He stayed back, and Johnny should have never threw the ball. He tried to throw the ball back across the field, and I told him, just run it. You just got to run it. Don't never force anything, because, like I say, turnovers. That's when things start to break down. So he understood, and you're not going to see that this week. I promise you that. So it's one time that you can try to make that happen. So that's out the door right now. So.
Offense with a very steady performance on Saturday. We'll take a break here. When we come back, we'll talk defense in the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee after the timeout on the Golden Tigers Sports Network.
Broadcast coverage of Tuskegee Athletics on the Golden Tiger Sports Network is brought to you by Alabama Department of Public Health. Healthy people, healthy communities, healthy Alabama. Booster Digital Displays, dedicated to providing high quality, affordable LED displays with exceptional service. TNT Fireworks, celebrating more than 100 years of America's #1 best-selling brand of fireworks. Alabama Power, developed for the service of Alabama. Wind Creek Casino, Montgomery, elevate your game to fabulous. The Home Depot, more saving, more doing. Coca-Cola, real magic. Zuby's Taco Kitchen, Yellowwood. And by Vibes Restaurant, we're all about good vibes.
Hi, I'm Aaron James, head coach at the Tuskegee University. Thank you for listening to the Golden Tiger Sports Network. Go TU.
And we're back live here inside Vibes Restaurant in Tuskegee, Alabama, talking to head coach Aaron James of the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. Coach, we talk about going into the defensive strategy and now what you saw defensively in the ball game. But before we do that, don't want to leave without at least making a couple of comments about the running back core in that ball game. Of course, Johnny Morris there with a lot of carries in the contest, but you had a couple of other players that we had not seen except for Leverett, and we'll talk about him as well, coming back into that fold, running the football for Tuskegee.
Yes, we had Chase Sellers and Ronaldo Spivey. Those two guys came in and carried the load as well. So like I say, their running back room is running back by committee. Any one of those guys touch the ball, I mean, just a call to dust, they can take off and hit a home run any time.
And Leverett, very steady in terms of running the football, but also instrumental in a couple of pass routes. They did some good job for us there in catching the football and running afterwards.
Yeah, well, all those guys can catch the ball. They got soft hands like receivers, so they work on that daily, every day in practice. So those guys are well-rounded for us being a running back.
Good balanced offense for Tuskegee, just under 400 yards in the game overall. Now, defensively, you held them to less than 300 yards in the ball game. Your thoughts about the defensive effort on Saturday?
Yeah, the defense played good ball. Those guys played, I think they only had, I forgot how many rushing yards they had, but they didn't have many.
Yeah.
They didn't have many rushing yards, so we stopped the run, and they got a couple of big plays on us in the passing game. So, you eliminate those big plays, I mean, it's a different ball game. So I'm excited what the defense played for the past 3 weeks, and they've been playing good ball.
Held them to 23 yards rushing on the ground, so that's an outstanding number there in terms of that rush for the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee.
Yes.
Couple of plays that they made to really kind of build them out, particularly the latter stages of the ball game, because we led it throughout most of the contest until we got to the fourth quarter. And nothing really broke down with the defense, just that they were able to execute in a couple of situations.
Yeah, they was on the field a little bit, not a long time, but like you say, it's just the execution and some of the things that broke down in the second half, in the fourth quarter as well. So I know we'll talk about special teams later, but those guys had some good field position, and they went in and scored. They made it adjustments and got in the end zone. So like I say, that was later in the game when all of that happened. So the defense played good all 4 quarters.
We referenced this at the top of the show that we led them in 5 categories: first downs, total offense, passing yards, rushing yards, and another big category, time of possession for us.
Yes, time of possession is big. Like I said, you look at the stats and everything, the numbers, we led in all those categories, but we still didn't come out on top at the end. So, I mean, it's a heartbreaking, to lose a game, like I stated earlier, with those close games. So we're going to go back this week and just clean everything up.
What were you feeling during the course of the ball game, where we were pretty much in control of it, and then we hit that bump later in the fourth quarter. But what were you thinking as the game was starting to unfold?
I mean, I was waiting for the clock to hit 0-0. You know,
Sure.
that's when I was waiting on it. But I was just telling the guys, hey, just stay focused, and the game is not over. Just make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, offensive, defensive, and special teams. So, and I was relaying that to the coaches as well, to just try to get these guys, you know, staying motivated within the game, because I've seen some crazy things happen, you know. So, but football is going to be football, and those guys got to line up and just execute.
In the ball game, there were a couple of situations where it seemed that it was getting kind of chippy out there. A lot of back and forth between the players, and a couple of infractions thrown as a result. Is that just the result of the intensity of that ball game?
Yeah, those guys are. I never want to take the intensity out of those guys. I tell them, hey, play fast and play hard and play aggressive, and that's what they did. But I knew some of the just looking at the film from Savannah State, those guys was trying to enforce our guys to do some dirty things, and you know, they always gonna say the second man throw the punch is gonna get caught. So that happened a couple of times, and we got some penalties, and we're gonna pay for it. Those guys gonna pay for it. You know, it's discipline with me, and those guys they're gonna understand that. But they do understand discipline. So, but like I say, it's just little things that happen within the game that got us some flags.
Steady performance defensively. When we come back, we're going to talk about the couple of instances in special teams that really turned the tide of this football game.
Exactly.
Stay with us, head coach Aaron James, after this timeout on the Golden Tigers Sports Network.
Us versus them, survival. We must win, it's tribal. My team like Ken, by any means necessary. One head to head with adversaries. Nothing is given, so we gotta take it. It's do you wanna dance?
Be the you you've always wanted to be. Wind Creek Casino. It's your kind of fabulous.
Hello, this is Lana Bartley, the winningest women's basketball coach in HBCU history, and this is the Golden Tigers Sport Network.
I love the lake. It's like one of the few places I can just let go and be myself. I really love it here.
Everybody, we're live from Vibes Restaurant here in Tuskegee, Alabama, the Aaron James Coaches Show on the Golden Tigers Sports Network. Charles Ward alongside head coach Aaron James. And coach, we get to the point of the ball game now that neither of us wants to talk about, but we got to talk about it. Comfortable lead going into the fourth quarter. First possession, we punt it away, and we don't get what we want on that first punt. Net yardage of less than 20 yards. And then they take it and punch it right in after that. They started the comeback at that point. Your thoughts about that how that all transpired? I know that's part of the ball game, shake kicks, but this was such a big one.
Yeah, it was a big one. That was a turnaround of the game. Larkin, he came in and he shanked the ball, and like you said, they got good field position and they capitalized off the short field. So, I mean, it was devastating, you know, him having such good punts at the beginning of the game and everything throughout the quarters, and then just to come to the the fourth quarter when we needed that quarter to go ahead and just take everything at the end. So he came in and shanked it. I mean, he just said that the delivery was different. So it went to the right and went out of bounds. So I mean, it just happened.
At that point, we were still leading the football game.
Yes.
Later in that fourth quarter, right around the 8-minute mark, we had another chance to try to unload and change, flip the field position with a punt. Larkin back again to punt. This time, the result of that one was a little bit shorter than the one before, and that too led to a touchdown.
Yeah, that one put that took him up top. Another shank punt, like you say, 6 yards, good field position for them. That down in our plus zone. So I mean, that can't happen. Special teams, I know, is all three phases of the game, but special teams, we harp on that. We make sure that we concentrate on that throughout the week. And it was just a bad timing for him. And he, I mean, I really don't understand what really happened. I don't know if it's nerves or anything of that nature, but I mean, he's a vet, and I know things happen, but for it to happen consistently back to back like that, it was unheard of.
Did you have a chance to talk to him after the ball game? How much of that weight was he holding on his shoulders?
I just told him to keep his head up. I mean, everybody is in it together. It's just not on you. Things happen for a reason, and just told him, hey, just keep the short-term memory and just get to the next play. And so he's going to be working on everything this week, and got to get the other Jake Aller. He's going to be kicking as well this week as well. So we're going to have both of the guys kicking. Larkin is going to be doing field goals and kicking off, and Jake is going to be concentrating on punts. So we're going to clean all of that up.
How much of a factor was it after they took the lead for the Golden Tigers to shift playing from behind versus leading the ball game in terms of your strategy of how you could get back in it and take that lead again?
I mean, we have situations in practice every week when those things happening within a game. So we was well prepared for it. I think the last seconds that went off the clock, C-Rob threw the ball in the middle of the field. He should have been throwing it to the left to Reggie Brigman. So I mean, just little things at the end just fell down for us, and we just couldn't never get back on top.
Lost that one 20-16. Still looking for the first win of the season, and that means when we head to Jacksonville against the Tigers of Edward Waters, we'll be looking for both the first win of the campaign and then the first conference win as well. We'll take a break here. When we come back, we'll get your thoughts about the ball game against Edward Waters. That's just ahead here on the Golden Tigers Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Lily Lanier, the class of 1971, Tuskegee University, and this is the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
Rivals, us versus them, survival. We must win, it's tribal. My team like Ken, by any means necessary. One head-to-head with adversaries. Nothing is given, so we gotta take it. It's
Do you want to dance? Be the you you've always wanted to be. Wind Creek Casino. It's your kind of fabulous.
Back live at Bob's Restaurant here in Tuskegee, Alabama, talking to head coach Aaron James and the Aaron James Coaches Show. So glad you could join us for it on the Golden Tiger Sports Network. Coach, 0-3 now, headed into Jacksonville this weekend. You'll meet the Tigers of Edward Waters. They are 1-3 on the campaign, won their season opener against Morehouse, but have lost their last 3. Is there a sense of urgency going into Jacksonville this weekend?
It has to be. I mean, we're looking for our first win, and that game has been circled on my calendar for the whole year. They came in and beat us on homecoming with the Hail Mary last year. So those guys are going to be. I mean, we got to go in. I mean, there's no other way around it. We got to come out of that game with a W. So we'll be prepared for it.
Hey, 2 motivating factors you just referenced. One, they came here and got us at homecoming last year, a high-scoring ball game. They won it right at the end. But that's probably secondary to the need to win for that first one of the season and get that first conference win now.
Yeah, we got to. I mean, like I said, our backs against the wall. I mean, we understand that we got to win. I mean, nothing else need to be said. We got to win. We got to come out of Jacksonville with a W, even though it's going to be a later game. The guys will be prepared for it, and you know we got to take a long bus trip down. So the guys will be mentally prepared for it, and as the coaches, we got to make sure that the guys are well equipped and ready to go and put in a good situation to make plays.
We know it's your show, and we know you're not going to tell us anything about strategy as it relates to the game coming up on Saturday against the Tigers of Edward Waters. So outside of strategy, what are you going to be looking for early in this football game to let you know that we're where we need to be and we can sustain this one this time?
Offensively, we're looking to run the ball. We got to start off running the ball. We got to put the ball on the ground, and that's going to open everything up offensively for what we're trying to do this week. And defense, just playing lights out. I mean, just controlling. I know they try to do a lot of multiple formations and everything, try to get you outflanked and for us on the offensive side of the ball. But they got some weapons. Their quarterback he's pretty good, and we just got to contain him, keep him in the pocket, and just corral him and just make him throw off his back leg, and just and things would happen. So we're going to be ready to go.
Trying to avenge that homecoming loss from last year and going into Jacksonville trying to get the first win of the campaign and first conference win. Coach, thank you so much for joining us in your show here at the Vibes Restaurant. We'll be back here on Monday night after the win over the Tigers of Edward Waters. We'll talk to you then.
Yes, I like that.
we all like that. Take a break here. We'll come back. We'll talk to women's basketball coach here at Tuskegee University, Shiante Wester. Gives us an idea about the preseason and how the team's going to look just ahead. We'll pick that up right after this time out on the Golden Tigers Sports Network.
Broadcast coverage of Tuskegee Athletics on the Golden Tiger Sports Network is brought to you by Alabama Department of Public Health. Healthy people, healthy communities, healthy Alabama. Booster Digital Displays, dedicated to providing high-quality, affordable LED displays with exceptional service. TNT Fireworks, celebrating more than 100 years of America's #1 best-selling brand of fireworks. Alabama Power, developed for the service of Alabama. Wind Creek Casino, Montgomery. Elevate your game to fabulous. The Home Depot, more saving, more doing. Coca-Cola, real magic. Zuby's Taco Kitchen, Yellowwood. And by Vibes Restaurant, we're all about good vibes.
Hey, are you fixing the power?
Yep, I'm gonna get the lights back on.
Yeah, my power went out and I have to start level 14 all over again in our game.
Yeah, why didn't mine go out?
Well, we have this technology that can stop an outage in its tracks.
Why?
So less people will be affected during the outage.
Why?
So you can make the level 15?
Come on, Brian. Let's go to your house and keep playing.
Good luck, guys.
Because you can't hear. And we're back live here inside Vibes Restaurant, Coach Aaron James show. But as we pan out, you can see to my left that this is not Coach Aaron James. It's head coach Shiante Wester, head women's basketball coach here at Tuskegee University. Coach, thanks for taking some time to join us here from Vibes Restaurant.
Thanks for having me.
Second year in the program. Last year we finished 15-10 overall and 11-8 in the SIAC. Not a bad start for you taking over a program in your first year. Your thoughts about last season and kind of where that's left you headed into this one?
My thoughts of last season, I just felt like that my guard play needed to pick up a little bit. So heading into this season, I wanted to make sure I got out and got some guards, more guard play that could help me in the transition offense to be great. I think with the players that we brought in, I really think that our backcourt play is going to be great this year.
Yeah, that was certainly, as we covered the games last year, that was one of the things that was always kind of noticeable, that the guards were prone to be taken advantage of in certain spots on the court. And I know that's, as we talked about it as the season closed, and we've been talking about it heading into this year, that you said you've done some things to address that situation. Let's talk about some of the players that you brought in specifically at the guard spot to help.
Well, the guard spots, I think I brought like 5 or 6 different guards. Definitely 3-point guards. I won't be in that position again to where we won't have the point guard play. So 2 of them being D1 transfers, and 1 of them being a junior college transfer out of California. We got Old Dominion, and we got Queens University out of Charlotte. So I think in the preseason so far, they look pretty good on the court. They're working extremely hard. So I'm impressed with the recruiting that we went out to grab point guards. On my wing play, I do have a 6'1" guard as well as a 5'10" that could play inside and out. So they're going to help us open the court up a little bit.
How much did the guard play from last year hamper your offense overall? Because at times we noticed there were players like Brittany Boland that were actually out there trying to handle the basketball out front, which means that we compromised other parts of her game.
Yes, by putting Brittany on the ball, it did take away from her scoring a lot. The focus was on her. So I think bringing in guards this year to help her was a big thing, to keep her off the ball. Maybe she get more play on the wing in her position at the 2. So we brought in players to pretty much help her out with that. So I'm really, really excited about this team.
Yeah, more shows than what she's showing here on camera, because we talked a couple of times. She is ecstatic about what she's got in terms of recruits, so we're going to see what really happens with that. But as we get set to look at the season that's ahead, how different do you think the squad's going to look with the impact of these new players in terms of our approach to the game?
Our approach is going to be semi-different because, I'm a defensive-minded coach, so I had to get those type of caliber players that's willing to play defense and full court. I want to press soon as we step on the court. So I think those type of guards, those type of players that have that mindset, I have them this year.
Well, you finished 11-8 in conference play last season, and we know it's a tough field in the SIAC every year. What are you looking at just season-wise in terms of who you think are going to be the teams that Tuskegee is going to have to beat to win that title?
Well, first we got to take care of ourselves. We got to make sure we are in the right mindset. We are focused and locked in on our goal at hand, and then we just look at each game, one game at a time, to whoever we step on the court, they could be that team that year. We don't take nobody for granted. So I just say, just come up, show up, and play.
One of the things we talked about last time we were here at Bob's Restaurant after the ball game on Saturday here was you've got a new element that you're introducing in terms of player accolades after the game. Last year we know we had the belt.
Yes.
For the player that did the most. Talk a little bit about the addition you've added for this
year.
we
got the chain, so it's basically to help them motivate them on defense to see who get the most deflections, the most steals on the defensive side. So that should help them. So we'll have the belt and we'll have the chain this year.
And that speaks to your mindset of defense really wins championships.
Yes, defense really wins championships. So I think this squad this year, their mind is already in the right place. They're working hard in the preseason. They're giving it their all, and so as long as we keep them healthy and in the right mindset, we're going to be okay.
Got the chains and the belt this year. Head coach Deontay Wester as she gets her team prepared to start the 2024-25 SIAC women's basketball season. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Head coach Deontay Wester, thanks again. And that'll do it for our coverage here from the Aaron James Show live from Bob's Restaurant on this Monday night. We're back here on next Monday after the Golden Tigers beat the Tigers of Edward Waters College down in Jacksonville. We will be right back here with Coach James to give you all the highlights from that ball game and his thoughts as well. Until then, Charles Ward on behalf of everybody here with the Golden Tigers Sports Network and the Aaron James Coaches Show saying thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you right back here next Monday night.